that done, we have one more map for the day. And it's going to be a BTG choice, and they're taking us to Battlefield of Eternity.
Battlefield of Eternity. All right, and you know what? I like that choice by Beyond the Game. Why do I like it? Well, because quite frankly, in those previous team fights, it looked like KT had no idea what they were doing, and Beyond the Game looked very powerful. They looked very strong, right? And so why would they change the recipe? Why would they go for any other map other than BOE, where team fighting is key, right? You sooner or later will have to brawl, you'll have to fight over the objective, because if the enemy team ignores it, they're going to be in a world of trouble. So them utilizing and recognizing their strengths Beyond the Game, I think, is a very smart move. And KT, man, on the other hand, this should be a map, like, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll say they didn't practice Towers of Doom, they weren't really sure how to get into this, but then again, it was them also picking the map, so I'm not even sure if that is true. I don't know.
I mean, it's a fire-heavy map. KT could bring it back. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know.
First of all, I don't want to see an Abathur anymore, because that really didn't work out the way they wanted it to, and it's a pretty poor map for Abathur in the first place.
That was interesting. I actually saw the mouths of the Chinese castles for the first time. It's tiny.
It's tiny. You can actually do that, right? There's an option.
Yeah, there's a scale there, which is good, because I sometimes play in 4K, which makes my mouse really small.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So really hard to see. No, I hate.
I did the same thing when we did Open Division together, and I was in charge of observing.
Just make the mouse really small, so if it is ever visible,
yes,
doesn't matter as much.
All right, Tracer getting banned out by KT. Seems good, to be honest. Beyond the Game did play it in the past. Now, the problem here for Beyond the Game is what looked the scariest on the side of KT last game. It was definitely Ape on the Genji. To me, once again, no disrespect, but he was the person that looked like he was trying the hardest.
Yes, I would agree on that. But we are seeing Timeless now on a tank that he's done relatively better on.
Yeah.
His Garrosh has consistently been a problem, actually.
That is correct. His Muradin looked fine, except for that last game, which probably never happened.
Yep.
His Diablo looked okay, and his Johanna looked stellar. So he probably put in a little bit of work and a little bit of practice into that Diablo, so I think it should be a fine pick. There's a couple of walls here in this battleground where he can land the Shadow Charges in. Now, what is Beyond the Game going to respond with? Probably strong Immortal Racing. Hanzo first pick, always a good first pick on BOE.
Are they going to go for it, though? That's the question. I would be surprised they didn't. Because like you said, it's a really strong first pick on this map.
That it
so
is.
I would quite like to see that.
And they go for it, and the Irel as well, so they don't have to worry about the solo lane getting outpushed anytime soon. The solo lane is relatively, short, where doesn't last that long compared to other maps because of the teams meeting in the middle, in the center of the map. Anyways, but Irel brings a lot of it as well. A well-timed hammer can really keep opponents at bay, so you finish the Immortal a little bit earlier. She's very resilient, very tanky, and they go for the Mouth Veil yet again, plus the Phoenix this time on the side of KT.
So now, with the Phoenix in play, is it worth going for potentially the Janie yourself? Remove any of those slows? Or are you just going to focus on that Immortal Race potential? For now, they focus on even more slows and a support in the form of Deku Kane, as they have first pick after the ban phase.
Could have also been a support for themselves, though, but it looks like they have different plans. The anti-healing with the Emerald Cube could have been insane against Phoenix. Against Malthael, because it basically messes up all of his self-healing. And with that potion spamming near the Immortal, it should be fine. But maybe they're going to steal away the Malfurion now, and they don't want to have Deku Kane, the top two, falling into the hands of KT.
So, with... I'm trying to think. So, tanks-wise, we're looking at heroes like Muradin, because these have just been the priorities.
True,
for
yeah.
Days,
Johanna, maybe.
Yeah. Johanna is good in terms of protecting if you're planning to play defensively. Muradin is good as a pressure tool, which can be such a big deal.
They go for the Maiev. First Maiev of the day. All right, double Night Elf power.
Power indeed. So the Maiev, Hanzo, Yorel, solo tank. Now it could be Johanna. Like Johanna pull into Maiev into Dragon Arrow could be super good.
Yeah. There's a lot of combos that you could pull off. As long as you don't go Dragon Strike. That is the one thing you shouldn't do. Although many Chinese teams do it anyways.
I mean, we've been proved wrong before.
That is correct. That is correct. All right. So main tank is still missing for Beyond the Game. It could be a Johanna. It could be, of course, the Murden too. So are there any good heroes left to be picked for KT that work against Maiev? Could be... They need a support. So a cleanse would be appreciated.
Yeah.
Karzim, who's normally good on BoE, doesn't have a cleanse early on. So I wouldn't actually like to see him here.
Lucio, that's not a cleanse until 20, and even so, it's only a CC removal, not unstoppable. And Tyrael. So no Johanna, but very team fight focused for BTG.
I could totally see another judgment here.
Very true, because I like the idea of just sound barrowing inside the Warden's cage. Doesn't matter if your Lucio gets judgmented, although I do think it is probably going to be Sank just to make sure that you are fighting us here and we are winning because we are literally unkillable because Sank.
All right, the second Lucio of the day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not a big fan of that. I would have preferred an Uther. I would have preferred a Rhaegar, something that protects people from the Maiev assault. Although Tetra mentioned something very smart, that of course is the sound barrier, right? If you drop it, if you manage to get it uninterrupted, then it can really absorb all the Maiev follow-up damage, and you can actually swing around and change the tide of battle. That's a hard thing to do, though. If you look at it, there's an Irel with a hammer you can interrupt it, Hanzo's Dragon Arrow, Twilight Dream, Maiev has several ways of doing it, Tyrael with a Judgment could do it, maybe. Whose draft do you like better, Tetcher?
BTG's. I mean, it's a little bit simpler to execute. It's literally just move in. It doesn't matter how many people you get in the Warden's cage, you just win and kill those people. And then after that, you have an incredible amount of sustain with Tyrael, Malfurion, and Yorel having huge, great self-sustain. So, like, literally, the entire strategy is just protect Hanzo, protect Maiev, and I don't think that's too difficult. The only issue is Diablo Dive could be insane.
That it is. So a lot of weight on Timeless's shoulder here on that Diablo. Can he make it happen after not looking all too well in game number 1? But first, we're going to introduce Beyond the Game once again. 619 playing the Tyrael. LLK is playing on that Maiev. Druid on the Malfurion. Dancing on Hanzo. And Derail being played by 3.
And on the right-hand side, it is KT. How's Ape doing that? With Hope playing the Thrall. Timeless on the Diablo. Sorry, TWT on the Lucio. Hikari on the Malthael. And Ape pulling off some spooky stuff on that Phoenix.
Spooky stuff on the Phoenix.
How is he doing that?
You mean
I want to know.
The walking animation? Like, we've seen a couple of cool interactions with Phoenix's mounts, right? We saw Meng the other day floating in the special snowflake.
Yeah, but why isn't he rotating? He's finally demounted. So it's finally disabled.
Is wood phased out?
Yeah. I want to know how to do it. It's a cool little move. Just gliding across the map. It's super cool. Either way, laser comes out, a little bit of damage. Immediately Phoenix pulls in. Teleport denied, and Hape is dead.
Yeah, that's of course one of the weaknesses by Lucia, right? He doesn't have that. Oh my goodness, dancing.
Oh my god.
Dancing in LK. Now they're just showing off here.
2 kills in less than 50 seconds. We are in the game, ladies and gentlemen.
That is correct. And, you know, although Lucio is really good at allowing people to escape, right, because of the movement speed boost and the ambit up, he doesn't have that big major heal that keeps someone safe in the time of need. And Timeless, you can't do that. Come on, bro. You can't go into
it's
a
just a
four-man
really,
unit.
really bad idea. So he's doing it. They're moving in. Hope coming in with the plasma cutter. Timeless dead. TWT dead. And that's going to... Okay, TWT... Nope, never mind. I thought he was going to escape. Tyrael, though, they kill him off in exchange, so it ends up being a 2-for-1.
And the Merc Camp going over to the opponents as well. So now with 2 members dead, most importantly the support and the main tank, there's probably going to be... Okay, never mind. They ignored altogether. Looks like Beyond the Game is not willing to to support this mercenary push, which is also a mistake in my opinion. I think if they had pressured it a little more, then they could have definitely gotten a tower of it, or maybe even a gate, but they instead rotate around to the next mercenary camp, Fallen Shaman camp. Although, Tetra, the Immortal hasn't even been highlighted yet. It's not even on cooldown yet.
Yep, we're already 5 kills into the game. Welcome to China, ladies and gentlemen. As BTG, they just begin taking every mercenary camp on the map, except for their opponent's Fallen Shaman camp, because it's too far away and would be too risky.
That it would be, so at least they're trying to support this Fallen Shaman camp push now. With Tyrael's shields and the Justice for All, this is going to be a very powerful shield protection, but cute little move here by Timeless, actually pushing the Fallen Shaman all the way to the tower's range with that overpower. And he took a lot of damage, though, in the process, right? And he's still not level 4. I was wondering, where's the level 4 talent at? We're going to see the Hell Flame soul generation. But here it is, finally.
Now Sarge is going to have a little bit more sustain. He's going to heal a little bit more. He's going to be harder to kill. He's going to get souls. This is all good news for Timeless. But he is going to still spend a bit of time porting back because, well, safety.
Yeah, definitely true. You want to make sure your warrior's in a fine condition for that first upcoming Immortal battle, which is going to take place right now. And you can really see with that, you know, Timeless not being able to teleport back in time, he's going to have to go for the healing fountain. That means Beyond the Game already postured up around the KT Immortal, and only now do the members of KT trickle in. But is it already too late?
So we see how Habe with a nice little teleport to escape this time. 619 was looking to try and push into him, but it's now too risky. Has his speed boost to get out of there. Very nearly got himself picked off. 3, not where he wants to be, but avenging Wrath over the wall.
Yeah, that was a really good move by Irel. They do, of course, have Hanzo with that superior range and PvE damage that he could always try to basically solo it, while his remaining allies defend their own Immortal. 619 in the thick of things, surrounded by 3 enemy heroes, but for now doing pretty well. Staying alive, dancing in trouble. I think that might be the kill they get. Oh, come on. Oh.
Too good. We already mentioned how hard he is to kill, but he moved perfectly, moving towards Malfurion to get the heal as soon as possible, moving back towards Tyrael to get the shield, just kept himself alive, had perfect awareness of where his team was, and kept himself alive. He's going to pick up his team's Immortal.
Honestly, Tetra, if this was a Hero League game and I would be in KT's team and you don't get that Hanzo kill, you would know that something is a little jinxed, something is a little cursed, right? Because normally that looked like a very clean kill. It was actually really well done by Timeless as well in the Diablo, trying to body block a little bit, zone them out. But even that valiant effort is not enough for KT to get those kills going.
It's just under a 3/5 shield Immortal here. Not bad, but it's definitely killable for KT, so they can move into a defensive position pretty quickly. But currently, the talent lead is in favor of BTG as they have 7, level 6, only halfway through. Like KT pull in, root and damage as down goes Thrall.
The damage was real on the side of Beyond the Game, and that just cannot happen. Like, if you are a single Thrall here, a solo Thrall, and you need to hold the lane a little bit, you do not want to be in Mayev's vicinity. Of course, it was good aim by LK, right? It was a good pick, but still, it's not supposed to happen. The rotations by KT were already slow because Timeless had to do a little bit of soaking in the bottom until Malthael returned. But then Thrall also falling victim to that Maiev over and over again is just something that is going to punish you eventually. Now Timeless getting focused down here. The resets by Maiev are real. They are realer. They're the realest, and they keep going.
The realest of kills as Hope gets caught in the Immortal Stun. Maev's got all the resets. Down goes Malthael. Well, it's not a world record pace, but it's pretty close as BTG begin pushing it through the keep.
At this point, Tetcher, I think it's safe to say that KT, they are not on the same page. They do not communicate well. Maybe there's a little bit of tilt. Maybe there's a little bit of frustration going on at this point, true, because this series is looking like an absolute disaster. But they are very... Oh, Beyond the Game. Are you crazy? Are they really trying to end here? 6-minute game?
Yes. I mean, yes, they have level 10.
Level 10?
Of course they can end here. They're just going to go straight for the core. LLK is going to murder everyone as they begin burning everyone down here. LLK is dropping a little bit low because KT have actually split, but Lucio's down, so the healing is denied. Tranquility's keeping everyone alive. Hikari trying to do what he can, but there's the Sanctification to deny any kind of kill attempt. Shields down, health bars. It's just a situation of how long can KT delay. And it looks like they have actually managed to force a dissuasion. But the problem is Timeless is pushing it with them. He chased them. Why would you chase? Timeless gets taken out. And BTG, even if they don't end here, they've got so much value out of this push.
Yeah, and they're not done just
Why are
yet.
you still here? You're asking them to end the game. There we go. Finally, the disengage happens.
And, you know, Tetra has a really valid point when he says, why are you still here? Just wait for the catapults, the minis to come in. It's free experience. You don't have to expose yourself. At any given point, if Beyond the Game gets a couple of return kills, although the death numbers are very low, probably 15, 20 seconds, they could have ended the game because the lane was already naked. No more keep there to defend it. As such now, a little bit of breathing time for KT, but not all too much because guess what, Tetra? 24 seconds until the next Immortal is about to arrive.
Sacred Ground for Yrel it was used, but it's already back because it has a very short cooldown. Nice and easy dead.
That
Not
it is.
so bad. And we're just going to see BTG just burning through the majority of these minion waves, just of these mercenaries. In fact, they have once again every mercenary that isn't their opponents on the in terms of the Fallen Shaman camp, just in time for the objective to spawn.
Yeah,
Impalers and Fallen Shamans both in the bot lane.
And level 10 is still so far away for KT, unfortunately. With that lightning breath, with maybe a sound barrier, they could probably do so much more. As it is, though, there is the red team on the retreat. Even Druid actually being the first person and only Timeless caught up. He's going to lose all 100 souls there after all. Oh boy. And this is basically, I think this is the one display, the one example that really shows the state of mind for KT. 4 members are running to the right, 1 person is running to the left. Disarray, disorganization all across
he
the
just
board.
tackles and he doesn't even then try to run away. He tackles and then auto attacks. He literally just uses an enemy which could have been an escape route if he managed to make it to his team, where they might have been able to make the escape play as they hit level 10. And instead it ends up being he just autos and just burns all his souls.
The only good news is that they were able to deal at least a little bit of immortal damage. Now Timeless once again, like a rabid beast, he's trying to make those engages work some way, somehow. Phoenix pressured and zoned completely by Maiev, and now the roots are good on Thrall.
Dragon Arrow lands pretty much point blank. Sanctification and Hope will die. Also dying, maybe BTG. A salvo actually comes down. Druid getting finished off this time. Maiev can't even get to the backline anymore. Now she can. In comes the flurries as she burns through everyone. Fan of knives, good ability, yo.
That it is. The cooldowns are basically non-existent as everybody is clumping up the way KT did. That was their best team fight, though, without a doubt. That was the best team fight they had. They were able to kill the Malfurion. They were able to hold their own. But now I think they want to try and give it all away again.
Yeah, I mean, they doubled their kill count. Dancing is literally just one-man arming this. He's going to get another. Yeah. He could probably actually 1v1 Hope right now, I think. I don't think he needs Tyrael. Look at this. Look at this. Over the wall. He's just next to a rock. Easily picks up the kill. The person who should be racing the Immortal races the entire enemy team. And as such, Immortal's picked up. Globe's picked up. And, well, there's a lot of structures in the way. They could just run to the core, but it looks like they are just going to go with the Immortal. Yeah,
they're going with the Immortal. They're taking down the fort before the Immortal even arrives, which is a very smart thing to do. The less obstacles this Immortal has to face, the quicker you're going to get to the core, which is already at 82%. It actually took a little bit of damage from those catapults in top lane already. You can see the shields only now regenerating. Speaking of shields, that Tyrael shield is golden. Here comes a flank by Timeless yet again.
Tormented Souls, last-ditch effort. Sound barrier is good. Lightning breath. Where's your salvo? You could have waited 2 seconds for salvo as they back up. We tried to get the salvo in, and they do teleport away. But guess what? No one's slowed anymore. In comes the tether. Sanctification. They turn it round. Timeless, not even focusing him. They don't need to. As they move forward, looking for the rest of the group up. Tyrael trying to force him down. Ikari in the backline, trying to once again one-man army this, but Druid escapes. Dancing escapes over the wall. Down goes Dancing. LLK finds Hope, and they focus him down as well. It's a triple kill.
It's a triple, baby, indeed. 15-11. Ladies and gentlemen, the dominance of Beyond the Game in that series continues. Dancing on that Hanzo, he's getting kills left, right, and center. Down goes Lucio yet again. It is KT with the disaster now complete. At least they're redeemed of the series. They can now walk home, analyze these games, and basically try to come back as a different team tomorrow. Because if they keep playing like this, I don't think they can take any maps off any team right now.
I'd agree. And I think they're going to move into that bottom 2 position and have to try and fight their way up it. But they have 2 days to refocus themselves before playoffs. Because playoffs is where everything really matters. All of this right now is putting yourself in the most advantageous position possible. BTG, with that win, they are now 1 point behind CE. That's a pretty advantageous position. They're in 4th place. They are very much out of the danger zone right now.
The thing is, Tetcher, Timeless has done it before. Remember last phase with RPG, where they were last place? They looked terrible. They looked atrocious. And what happened in the playoffs? They had 3 wins, right, consecutively, and they stayed in the league somehow, some way.
Put themselves out of the danger zone and put themselves in the safest zone physically possible.
Yes.
RPG quite good at that. I mean, RPG. There are several teams in the league who have been with us since the start. It was SOA, no longer, unfortunately. They did disband. CE and CE, RPG, and SPT. Those are the teams we had since me and Kendrick have started casting. I really don't want to lose another because we lost SOA. I would really like to be able to keep RPG, and right now they're looking pretty solid.
No, I definitely see. You know, if you look at the faces too of RPG, they were so happy. They were all smiles today. They really enjoy playing together still. So on a human level, I think they're still working as a unit. KT, I'm not sure if you saw some of the facial reactions there. They looked very frustrated, and I don't think they were happy with the way these games went at all. So hopefully they can use that anger, that frustration, and turn it into something good rather than them letting it get dragged down even more.
Completely agreed. I will say I have been enjoying and spying very subtly on the fact that no one understands my shirt at all.
Can you show us the whole content of it?
No, because it's funnier.
Oh, man. You're saving all the good stuff for Open Division. Come on,
I'll do it. As always with me, it is a wrestling shirt. I'm going to say that, and we'll see if people can figure it out before we head off the air. It is a wrestling shirt that starts with the word drink. I will let the audience see if there are wrestling fans in the audience who can work it out from there.
I have no idea. I have no idea, to be honest.
It's fair.
But I'm going to follow your advice.
Yeah, you should follow my advice. Drink! Delicious life-sustaining water. But yes, BTG, solid 3 points. Really, really nice for them. Able to, like I said, that puts them 1 behind. It puts them 1 behind CE. And I believe they're hang on, now I need to check. It's not an Austin thing, ladies and gentlemen. 1 behind CE with the same amount of with 1 game in hand.
Right.
And Kev Berry got it. There we go.
Nice.
For the wrestler Chris Jericho, also Lodor got it. It is for Chris Jericho, also lead singer of the band Fozzy, and it is when he does a promo, he says, "I'm going to give you the gift of Jericho. Drink it in, man."
Drink it in, man.
Yes, only he does it like this in a Jesus pose.
I guess that's like the same
camera room for that.
That's like the same thing that Blizzard does when there's more gigs for casters to fill in. They're like, "Hey, we have this Open Division, Tetcher. Drink it in, man." Because Tetcher is going to cast the European Open Division after today's broadcast of HGC China with Grubby on the official channel right here, right now. So if you haven't dropped a